In this deeply personal and poignant narrative, the protagonist, a woman in her early 30s, shares her journey of emotional neglect and the unexpected solace she found in an unconventional source. Married for several years, she describes how her husband, once affectionate and attentive, gradually became distant and emotionally unavailable. His preoccupation with work, coupled with a lack of communication and empathy, left her feeling isolated and unimportant. As the emotional distance widened, she sought companionship and understanding elsewhere, initially confiding in close friends and family. However, these interactions often left her feeling more misunderstood, as those around her struggled to grasp the depth of her pain. In her search for solace, she turned to writing, pouring her thoughts and feelings into a private journal. This act of self-expression became a therapeutic outlet, allowing her to process her emotions and gain clarity about her situation. Unexpectedly, her writing led her to an online community of women who had experienced similar emotional neglect in their marriages. Through shared stories and mutual support, she found a sense of belonging and understanding that had been absent in her offline relationships. This virtual camaraderie provided her with the strength to confront her reality and make decisions about her future. The story culminates in her realization that while her husband's neglect was painful, it also propelled her towards personal growth and self-discovery. She learns to value her own worth and begins to rebuild her life on her terms, finding comfort and empowerment in the most unexpected of places. Themes: emotional neglect in marriage. The narrative delves into the subtle yet profound impact of emotional neglect, highlighting how it can erode self-esteem and create a sense of isolation. Self-discovery and empowerment. The protagonist's journey underscores the importance of self-reflection and personal growth in overcoming adversity. The power of online communities. The story illustrates how virtual spaces can provide support and foster connections among individuals facing similar challenges. Structure. The story is divided into several chapters, each focusing on a different phase of the protagonist's journey. The beginning of the end, an exploration of the initial signs of emotional neglect and the protagonist's attempts to address the issues within her marriage. Seeking solace. The protagonist's efforts to find comfort through friends, family, and other external sources, only to realize the limitations of these avenues. Writing as therapy. A detailed account of how journaling becomes a crucial tool for emotional processing and self-expression. Finding a community. The protagonist's discovery of an online support group and the profound impact it has on her healing process. Reclaiming her life. The final chapter focuses on the protagonist's journey towards independence, self-empowerment, and the decision to prioritize her own well-being. Conclusion. My husband neglected me, and I found comfort in an unexpected place is a heartfelt and inspiring story that resonates with anyone who has experienced emotional neglect or sought solace in unconventional ways. Through the protagonist's journey, readers are reminded of the importance of self-worth, the healing power of self-expression, and the unexpected places where comfort and support can be found. I was married to the man I thought would be my forever, my best friend, my partner in every sense. For the first few years, our life together was filled with warmth and laughter. But slowly, almost imperceptibly, the warmth began to fade. My husband, once attentive and loving, became distant. It wasn't sudden. There were no dramatic fights or betrayals, but a quiet neglect that chipped away at my happiness every day. He worked longer hours, claiming it was for our family's future, yet he never made time for me or even noticed my growing loneliness. When we were together, his mind seemed elsewhere, his responses curt and distracted. I tried to speak to him, to share my feelings, but he brushed it off as stress or tiredness. Over time, I felt like I was living with a stranger in the same house, invisible and unheard. This neglect wasn't just about physical absence. It was the absence of emotional connection, the lack of shared dreams and conversations that once defined us. I began doubting myself, wondering if I was too sensitive, or if I had somehow failed as a wife. The silence between us grew heavier, and the emptiness inside me expanded. At first, I sought refuge in the company of close friends and family. I confided in them about my pain, hoping they would understand. Some offered sympathy, others advice, but none truly grasped the void I felt. It was isolating to be surrounded by people yet feel profoundly alone. In desperation, I turned inward and began journaling. What started as a private outlet soon became a lifeline. Writing down my thoughts, fears, and hopes helped me make sense of my emotions. Each page was a step toward reclaiming my voice and my identity, things I had lost in the shadows of neglect. One night, scrolling online after a particularly painful day,